question? What kind of question is that to start a conversation out with? My biggest fear when I was a kid was bats. Oh, I hate bats. Yeah, I used to run into bats all the time. You ever seen somebody stand still, you know, when there's a bat flopping around in their face? Yeah, I know. You know, bat coming around their face, you know. Yeah, thing's got a 6-foot wingspan. Bats, ugh. The only person that can save you from bats is your mom. You know, when you're in trouble when you're a kid, you always go to your mom. Yeah. Oh, she can save you from anything. What I tell you, no bats in here. If I can stop on it. Oh yeah, you never go to your dad. No. You get in trouble, you go to your mom. You know, you start having problems with kids, you know, at school or something. You have 20 kids chasing you with baseball bats. You know, they hear you're getting your mom. Yeah. Yeah, get out of here, he's getting his mom. She killed that bat the other day. I don't know. All I know is I hate bats. Hey, I'm busy. Yeah, shooting a YouTube video. It's Sunday. All right. Yeah. Oh, your mother always protects you. Yeah, I never went to my dad for shit. You go get your mom. All right, bye. Okay, back again, and today I actually made this video. There was a guy from Iceland that contacted me, and he contacted me through Facebook, and I'm like, hit me up on Instagram because I don't really know how to use Instagram. And he messaged me through there, and he actually sent me a picture here, and I'll put it up on the screen of his forks. I don't know if he hit something, bought this bike this way, but the forks on his bike are actually really bent. And he's like, well, what should I do? And I'm not an actual certified mechanic, but those Öhlins forks that are on that off the R model are so expensive to use. I've seen a single one on the internet for $1,000, and then I've seen a pair of them for $1,000. But I just suggested to him that he went back to Showa just to get his bike back on the road. But his name is I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce this right. I'm gonna call him Gabor from Iceland, not Gabor, but Gabor. Thank you very much for hitting me up. That's why I kind of did this video. I'm gonna show you how to adjust those original Mille Showa forks while I've got them off the bike before I put them back on the bike. So thanks for hitting me up on Instagram. Check me out. Follow me on there if you would. Facebook. A lot of the stuff I do on Facebook is just I upload the videos to YouTube, and then I put the links on my Facebook. Facebook and YouTube don't work together. Learning a lot still about the YouTube algorithm. When you post stuff on Facebook, YouTube and Facebook don't get along real well, and then when you branch off to Instagram, because Instagram's followed by Facebook, that also doesn't work real well. So once you get into YouTube's algorithm, it kind of just avoids the followers and the views that you're getting from Facebook and Instagram. Which is real weird, and it actually, to get into YouTube's algorithm a little bit, it's not all about views and subscribers, it's more about watch time, because once you hit watch time, then YouTube can make money off of you and run ads, and then you get in the suggestive system. Actually, YouTube's very technical on the algorithm, but you got to figure out how the algorithm to grow your channel. That's why a lot of the live stuff, there's a guy that I watched that was going live that had 2,000 something subscribers in a matter of a month. And I checked back on him, and he went down to 800 subscribers because he went live, and then he goes right to the top of the list on YouTube, and then they start looking at it, and he's getting subscribers, and then they find out, why the hell did I subscribe to this, so I unsubscribe. So yeah, these videos I'm putting out are just trying to help you guys out. Anybody that's buying Amsoil, thanks a lot. Got a few new customers, didn't get to it this week, but thanks for watching. Check out my other videos and check the links below. Instagram. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, talk about setting this suspension just a little bit. I'm not really going to mess with this suspension on this bike. I'm going to stick with this SOX rear shock. And one thing is, if anybody ever removes this spring, first off, you're probably going to want, if you don't know much about suspension, you're going to want to go to a shop and, talk to somebody that actually knows what they're doing. But one little trick here is you should always count the ribs that you go down to until this collar here if you're going to replace the spring. That way you know what your setting was to begin with. It's very important to do that instead of just throwing this on here and torquing it down. Okay, that was another Harley. First thing is adjust the spring preload and the hydraulic braking with extended shock absorber according to the conditions for use of this vehicle. When the spring preload is increased, it is necessary to increase also the hydraulic braking with extended shock absorber in order to avoid sudden jerks while riding. In order not to affect the operation of the shock absorber, it is absolutely forbidden to loosen or remove the screw 7, since this may cause the outflow of nitrogen with the consequent risk of serious accident. And the nitrogen container is on the other side to fill it up, and that should be done by a certified mechanic. No backyard mechanics on that. And this is what they're talking about on number 7. Never remove this. That needs to go to a certified mechanic or shop. Now this bike only had 6,000 miles on it, and I'm not for sure that the people that actually own this bike ever messed with this. So what we have on number 2, which is your adjustment on the top here, excuse me, adjust with compressed shock absorber knob 2 from completely closed to open, giving 12 clicks. That's your standard adjustment. That would be for your street use. An adjustment for racetrack use, from completely closed to open, given 8 to 14 clicks. So it's really dependent on the race use, how you feel, but the standard use for the road would be 12 clicks. We'll see what we need to do is we need to close this, and actually closing it is considered clockwise. So you're going to want to turn this 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can hear the clicks, we're counting them. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And actually it was set at the factory standard there. So it's completely closed at clockwise here, and the standard setting if you're on the road will be 12 clicks open. So to open this system you go counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's your standard setting. Race use says 8 to 14 clicks. You can vary, but that'll give you a good setting there for the standard. And then what we'll do is we'll go down to the shock absorber here. Now on the shock absorber, let's see if I can get a better shot over here. On the shock absorber, your adjustment is down here on this bottom knob. Now if you have an R model with an Ohlins, there'll be adjustment down here. And actually, if you've watched my channel, you might be seeing an R coming into the garage here for too long. And for your adjustment on the bottom ring, it says for standard adjustment from completely closed to open is 20 clicks for your standard race use. I mean for your road use. And if you're wanting to be on the racetrack use, you're going 12 to 16. So what we'll do is we will close it and go clockwise. And as I'm doing this, I want to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. 38 clicks is what I've got. And then it's done. So that was not set properly. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it back to 12 clicks. 38 clicks is really quite a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we'll back it off. We were only going to 12. So there we go. That's 12. That's your standard position there. And also for your spring length here, for your spring length, for your standard adjustment for on the road, you should be at 147 millimeters, or for racetrack 145. And then your spring absorber distance from center. So your distance from center will be your bolt hole to your bolt hole up top to your bolt hole below. For standard adjustment will be 321, give or take 1.5 millimeter, and for race use would be 321 to 323 millimeter. And you only think that's 2 millimeter, but that'll make quite a difference there. So that's how you set your rear shock here. Okay, and what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how to adjust these forks. So a lot of people, if you ever jump on a friend's bike and had it, you didn't think it was quite riding right and all that, I mean, usually what it is somebody's messed with the suspension that don't know what they're doing. So these are the Showa forks that I rebuilt with the progressive springs, and I'm not real sure I'm going to end up using these because the progressive springs felt so much heavier that I'm going to try them out, and I'm probably going to end up ripping them back out. I could already tell. But these are off of an 01, so we'll get into this here. There's quite a few adjustments on this. You kind of need to understand. I'm going to show you how to set it to the factory settings since these are off the bike. Okay, so first thing first is I want to show you how to adjust your the preload on this. And your preload is determined by this system here, which is 22 millimeter on the top of the bike. So it says on the preload spring nut from completely closed, and completely closed will be clockwise, giving 4 to 5 notches for reference. Now see if you can see these. I don't know if that light's on here. Hold on, let's turn the light off. It's kind of hard to see the notches. You've got your lines here on your notches on here, and it says 4 to 5 reference notches is for race use or your standard adjustment from being completely closed. So what we need to do is we need to turn this clockwise all the way and close it, and then bring it up so only 4 to 5 notches show here. Okay, and now that we have it completely closed, we are going to open it up to 4 to 5 notches. So you're going to turn this counterclockwise to bring it up, and you're going to count those rings, and I'm going to bring it up to 4 notches. what you have there, 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got 4 notches to the top of the other nut here. So that's your factory setting. You could come up one more, you can play around with it, but that's your setting for the preload. Now also what you have is, since these aren't mounted on the forks in your triple tree, you have the notches here on the top of the forks, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, approximately 6 of them. For standard use on the road, you're looking at 3. You're wanting to go to 3 from the top, and you're wanting to go 4 for race use. This is for protrusion of the rods from the upper plate. So your upper plate will be here. So you need to go from the top down. So if it's 3, you count 3, and then your upper triple, what I'm calling a triple tree, will be at your 3rd mark here, or 4. If you really know what you're doing, you can use these other lines for the race use, but other than that, I would keep it to the standard settings for on the road. Okay, so what we want to do now is set the hydraulic adjustment. And if you actually look, there's little circle marks on the top of it, and there's a circle mark on the top of the adjuster. Sometimes these don't line up. Don't ever force these to line up. We're going to turn it all the way clockwise and get it set, and they may not line up. If you've had these apart, they may not line up correctly. So, and never, once you feel resistance on this, and it's bottomed out on clockwise where it's all the way closed or open, do not push past it. You'll end up damaging the internals of it. So for standard use, you're looking at 1.25 turns, and for race use, you're looking at a half to 1 turn. So what you want to do is use your little circle as a guider here. And right now we're looking at 3 o'clock. If we turn the fork here, that the other notch is what I'm going to consider 3 o'clock. So we're going to open it counterclockwise 1 turn. So once we go to here, quarter turn, half turn, 3/4, 1 full turn, and we're actually going to line it back up with the dot. So there's 1.25 turns. Pretty simple adjustment here. This is just basically, this is getting you set for what the factory settings are. And if you think you're smarter than an Aprilia engineer, go ahead and mess with it. If not, you might want to stick to these settings. Okay, and what we have here is your hydraulic adjustment with compressed shock absorber screw. Now this is on the bottom of the forking. You can actually see it's marked S and H for soft and hard. Get this to focus. S and H for soft to hard. And you have your adjustment here. Same thing with these notches. You see these little circles on here? They're for reference points. So this fork would be mounted like this. And we're going to go ahead and turn it clockwise until it bottoms out. It's bottomed out, and actually the dots are pretty close on this one. Like I said, you never want to force these, you know. And it actually says you want 1 full turn from out for standard use, or for race use you're looking at a half to 1 full turn. So I would just give it 1 turn. There's half, and approximately 1. And you can play around with this a little bit. That's what's nice about these fully adjustable forks, is you can kind of, you know, have some fun with them. But if you start doing adjustments too much, you only want to do an adjustment 1 at a time. And then once you do it 1 at a time, you can move to another one. That way you're not getting it totally out of whack. Now, if you really want to mess with your bike, kind of on the fly and on the road here, I've actually got these preload adjusters, and for these Milles on these Showas, they're 22 millimeters. You can pick up these cheap adjusters for actually $3 or $4 online. You can get them on eBay, Amazon, but yeah, they make for good adjustments on the fly while you're going. So just remember, just don't do it too much. Do it in increments, You know, turn it once and turn the other side once and go from there, ride it a little bit and then go from there. But yeah, thanks for watching. Next week we'll get the engine in that other Aprilia. I'm finally getting some stuff figured out at work and life in general, so things are going pretty well. But just wanted to give this, you know, basically for, I don't know, Gabor, I think is his name, Gabor. So yeah, thanks a lot.